Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and if this is your first time stumbling across one of my videos, I usually focus on fashion, beauty, luxury, lifestyle, fragrances, and pretty much whatever else I feel like talking about. So if that seems like something that you may be interested in, go ahead and click on that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, of course. Also, if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and click on that notification bell so that you do not miss an upload from me. Okay, y'all, so today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is fragrances, and this video is actually requested. Someone asked me to do a video on all of my Middle Eastern fragrances, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And I don't have a ton of Middle Eastern fragrances, nor am I an expert in Middle Eastern fragrances, but the ones that I do have, at least most of them, I would say they are pretty much top tier and you need them. So if you guys are interested, then stick around. Okay, y'all, so I do have my collection of Middle Eastern fragrances behind me, and I like to shop Middle Eastern fragrances for great quality dupes or just fragrances that smell unique and they last longer. One thing about Arabic or Middle Eastern fragrances, they are usually very potent, and that is something that I love, especially when I first got into Middle Eastern fragrances. I want to say what, 2019, maybe 2018. I was definitely into all beast mode fragrances. I didn't really like the super fresh fragrances or anything like that. And the first Middle Eastern fragrance that I actually purchased was Shagaf Oud, which is a dupe for Oud Bouquet by Lancome, which is one of my favorite fragrances. I don't wear it as much as I used to, but that fragrance is so good. It's beast mode, it's super elegant, it's strong. I mean, it just reminds me of being in Dubai, but I actually prefer the original in some instances more, which is why I ended up getting rid of my Shagaf Oud. The Lancome Oud Bouquet is definitely way more refined and it's not as sharp in my opinion. So that's the one that I chose to keep in my collection. But let's go ahead and get into the second Middle Eastern fragrance that I purchased, which is Jasmine Wisp. Now this was another fragrance that I purchased as a dupe, if you will. I originally had Tiziana Terenzi's Kirk, and I was not a fan of that when I ended up sending that fragrance back. But I heard that Jasmine Wisp was almost a spot on dupe, if not better. So I ended up picking this up. I've had this fragrance for a while. This is actually my second bottle. That's how you know I used to live for a beast mode fragrance, because this is super strong. And I will say that this definitely reminds me of Kirk, but it is a little softer in my opinion. I would say this is a mix between Kirk and Cassiopeia. I do have Cassiopeia by Tiziana Terenzi. This is like a deep, dark fruit basket type of fragrance, and Cassiopeia is a more brighter fruit basket type of fragrance with a little bit of a shampoo-y effect to it. But I like to wear those two together. Number one, to make Cassiopeia last a little bit longer, to deepen it up if I want to wear it at night. Cassiopeia is definitely one of my favorites, okay? But long story short, I did get Jasmine Wisp because I got rid of Kirk because it just wasn't my vibe, and for over 300 or 400 bucks, like why would I, right? So Jasmine Wisp is like a white floral ambery vanilla, bourbon vanilla type of fragrance. Y'all, this fragrance is super strong, but I really love, it smells so good. This is up there with like the Initio Side Effects and Aphrodisiac, those type of fragrances, those beast mode fragrances that are going to last you for hours and hours and hours. You have to wash this off, okay? This is a fragrance that is just, it's the bee's knees, and it's super affordable, which is why I was like, you know what, let me grab this one if I'm going to return Kirk, because that way I can wear this, you know, whenever I want to. I didn't feel as pressured to wear it. It's so good. Now, Jasmine Wisp came out in 2016, and the notes are mandarin orange, grapefruit, and lemon. The middle notes are passion fruit, white flowers, pear, peach, and coconut. The base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, and amber. And so, like I said, this definitely reminds me more of Kirk than Cassiopeia, but it's like Cassiopeia on steroids, if you will, because it still has that passion fruit in there, but this is more of a deep, darker fragrance, and Cassiopeia, like I said, is more of a bright, shampoo-y type of fragrance. They both have that Middle Eastern touch. I feel like a lot of Tiziana Terenzi's fragrances have that like Middle Eastern vibe, but you can get this one for literally a fraction of the price, okay? I think I paid like $35 for this. I don't know how much it's retailing for now, but I'll definitely link it down below for you guys. This had been sold out for a very long time, but it's back now. My next Middle Eastern fragrance is another favorite of mine. This is Casablanca by Swiss Arabian, and this is the same maker of Shagaf Oud. Now, even though Swiss Arabian makes this fragrance. This is definitely more of a softer fragrance. It's not as beast mode, but you definitely will smell it and it definitely will linger. This reminds me of like an apple pie with that Middle Eastern touch. I just feel like Middle Eastern fragrance have like a DNA that is undeniable. This definitely has that, but it's more of a gourmand type of fragrance. And it's just absolutely beautiful. I always get compliments when I wear this. I get compliments when I wear all of my Middle Eastern fragrances, which is why I love them so much, because they project, people smell them, and they are unique. A lot of people aren't wearing these. I mean, maybe now because they're a little bit more popular, but yeah, Casablanca is definitely one of my favorites. Casablanca also came out in 2016. It has top notes of apple and grapes. Grapes is definitely one of those notes that you don't see very often, and I actually can smell the grapes in this one. It has middle notes of white woods, patchouli, and iris. Base notes are caramel, amber, suede, Peru balsam, and musk. I would say overall, this is like an ambery, apple, grape type of fragrance. The more I smell this, you know what this kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of Rosendo Matu No. 5, which is a super polarizing fragrance. It has a saffron note in it that's almost comes off like burnt rubber to some, but it's super sexy. It is so beautiful. That fragrance retails for over $200. This is a milder version of that without that heavy saffron, but it still has that super fruity, like ambery, sexy quality to it. You guys, this is 10 out of 10. Like, I recommend this fragrance so much. I love this fragrance. I've talked about this fragrance a few times on my channel. It's just a sexy date night fragrance, but this could be signature scent worthy, especially if you're a girl who likes sweeter fragrances. It's so good. Okay. I love this one so much. And Casablanca is one of those fragrances that get better over time. The longer I've had this, the stronger it gets and the more it projects. I do feel like this is a great all year round fragrance, but you don't want it to be too hot and you don't want it to be too cold. It's just like one of those fragrances that you just wear all the time, but not in extreme weather, you know? It also, just imagine like a caramel apple that's like creamy and ambery. This one is so good, y'all. I can't stop smelling it. And it's so funny that I haven't picked up on the Rosendo Matu No. 5 like comparison until now. I haven't heard anybody compare it to that, but I have that fragrance and I've been loving it. This is that. Like, if you don't like Rosendo Matu No. 5, try Casablanca, because it's not going to have that like burnt rubber note that a lot of people are talking about, which is the saffron. But the amber in here gives it that same vibe in a way. It's so sexy, y'all. You need this fragrance. So good. And it's under $40, okay? The next fragrance that I have is KR Pistachio. This is by Paris Corner, and this is, I would say it's a really good dupe of Yum Pistachio from Kayali, okay? I've talked about this fragrance just a little bit on my channel, but it's definitely one of those super fresh pistachio type of fragrances. It has that cotton candy in here. It has the pistachio, but it also has like an aldehydic type of top. As soon as you spray it out, I get like soapy vibes. And I feel like a lot of people were disappointed with Yum Pistachio at first because the marketing gives off this sweet cotton candy pistachio, almost nutty type of vibe. And when people got it, they were like, this is like a fresh cotton candy-ish with a hint of pistachio. This is that, you know, and this one is a little bit more fresh in my opinion. I've had this about 3 to 4 months. I tried to let this macerate in a drawer. The juice is still quite light, but what I noticed with Yum Pistachio from Kayali is that the juice gets darker, almost like Vanilla 28. And once that juice gets darker, it gets sweeter, it gets stronger and creamier. I don't smell the creaminess in KR Pistachio, but if you are looking for a fragrance that lasts longer than Yum Pistachio, this one is going to be it. This fragrance lasts forever on the skin and longer on the clothes, okay? So again, that's the beauty of these Middle Eastern fragrances. They are going to last you. They're beast mode. This is not really my scent DNA. To me, I get confused. Like when I smell this, it's casual to me. It's not sexy to me. It's not gourmand to me. Like I feel the same way about Yum Pistachio. And I ended up buying Yum Pistachio in one of the small travel sizes. And I did that because I would keep going into Sephora and smelling that fragrance. And the last time I went in there, the juice was super dark and it smelled super creamy and almost like a nutty vibe. Like that pistachio was really coming through. So I was like, you know what, let me just grab that because so many people like it. And I'm like, what am I missing out on? But overall, this is just not my scent profile, but this does smell really nice. I go for more like either super feminine fragrances, sexy fragrances, you know, but this is like casual cotton candy soapy. And I just don't know what category to put that in. It's just like a Saturday fragrance. So when I think of Saturdays, that's what I think of with this. But this is really nice. You know, like I said, it does last a long time. I really like the fresh take on this one. So this is like a freshie for me because I don't tend to go for those type of fragrances. It's not floral by any means. And it has a ton of notes in this one. I'll read off some of them to you guys. So in the top, you have pistachio, ice cream, bergamot, cardamom, hazelnut, and rum. In the mid, you have pear, peony, white peach, raspberry, geranium, and jasmine. In the base, you have marshmallow, whipped cream, cotton candy, cedarwood, and tonka bean. And surprisingly enough, I can actually smell a lot of these notes. And maybe that's why I don't care for this. To me, this is not like a well-blended type of fragrance. I don't know that all these notes go together, but I do smell a lot of these, like except the ice cream. I don't smell the marshmallow, the whipped cream, any of those like super creamy notes. I do smell it in the dry down of Yum Pistachio, but this one I smell a little bit of pistachio. I definitely get the bergamot, the cardamom, the rum. I get the pear, a little bit of a floral. I don't know if it's a white floral. Maybe it's the jasmine coming through. I don't get any raspberry, no peach. Yeah, I definitely get cotton candy, and I can understand the tonka bean and cedarwood. So yeah, this is a good fragrance, you guys. I mean, it's like $30 to $40. You can't beat it with a stick, especially if you do like Yum Pistachio, but you want it to last longer. This is a good one, okay? I do recommend it. And also a good oil to mix with this is Brown Sugar Babes, Sweet Fang, and pistachio. It's the pistachio oil from Sand and Fog. That's a perfume oil. It smells just like this. So yeah. So when I do wear it, that's how I layer it up. Next up, we have Yara. Now this is like a viral fragrance on TikTok. And I've had this fragrance maybe 3 months or so. This smells really good, you guys, but the girls are saying milkshake and strawberry milkshake and all that. It's definitely not giving that. So I don't understand that comparison. But what I will say is that this is a powdery vanilla floral type of scent. I definitely get a fruitiness, but it's not giving strawberry milkshake, okay? It is a gorgeous fragrance, though. It layers with pretty much everything. This is definitely a scent profile that I like. You have to like powdery fragrances though. So I love mixing this with my Lancome Idole. I mix this with Gentle Fluidity Gold every now and then. I've mixed this with Givenchy Irresistible. All of my like pink fragrances that are floral, I feel like it mixes really well with. This smells so good. I've mixed it with Burberry Her, the Elixir, and the Original. So I really do like this one. This one is very affordable as well. It's like 20-something dollars. And it's a really good fragrance. The packaging, I hate. Like, this is so cheap looking to me. This is just not cute. And it's so bulky, like it's plastic or something. But it smells really, really good. And I also heard that the Yara Touche, which is the orange bottle, was even better. I ordered that one, and to me, that one smelled like air freshener, so I gave that to my sister. And it's a mango type of fragrance, but it's not giving mango to me. This one is definitely the best Yara, in my opinion. And I like it. I do wear it way more than I thought. And I also have the perfume oil of this, and it smells identical. So if you need this to last longer on the skin, or if you don't want this bottle and you just want to use Yara as like a layering type of agent, I would recommend the perfume oil because it's identical to the spray and it's only about $5 to $7. Okay, so yeah, Yara is really good. And I didn't even read the notes off to you guys. Let's get into that. Okay, so Yara came out in 2020. The top notes are orchid, heliotrope, and tangerine. Isn't that something? And people say strawberry. I don't even think there's strawberry in here. The middle notes are gourmand, accord, and tropical fruits. The base notes are vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. I smell a fruity, vanilla, musk type of fragrance. It has a gourmand element to it because it's fruity, but not really edible. You know what I mean? It has the gourmand touch. It's really cute. I like this. And this is a spring summer fragrance to me. And if I had to compare this to something, think of Mont Blanc Signature in the white bottle. And you know how it has like that creamy yet fresh vibe? That's this. But to me, that's more of like an orange creamy vibe. And this is more of red fruit creamy vibe. Even though it says it has tangerine at the top, I don't smell that. But it smells really good. If you don't like musky scents, if you don't like powdery scents, you're probably not gonna like this one. This one is good. I think it's blind buy safe, but I wouldn't go off of like the hype. I would just go off of looking for a nice, you know, pretty fragrance to wear during the spring and summer that's not gonna break the bank. Next up, we have Janoon Noir by Al Haramain. And y'all, this is one of my favorite fragrances, okay? It's so good. This is a dupe for Dama Bianca, and it's better than Dama Bianca by Xerjoff. It's better because it lasts longer. I love Dama Bianca. I actually had the 1 ounce of Dama Bianca, and I ran through it because you have to overspray and it still doesn't last that long. It's definitely like a close skin scent. This one is so much stronger. I don't understand why this bottle is black, because Dama Bianca is one of those ethereal type of vanilla scents that's not too sweet, not too cloying. It has a unique kumquat note in here and lime in the top. So it is super unique. I mean, how many fragrances do you know that have lime and kumquat? This is so nice, you guys. And again, I bought this because I love my Dama Bianca, which is like $300 and something, but I was able to get this for less than 50 bucks, and it smells identical and lasts longer. So let's get into the notes of Janoon Noir. So Janoon Noir came out in 2018. The top notes are kumquat and lime. Middle notes are orris, violet, jasmine, lily of the valley. The base notes are vanilla, musk, sandalwood, and cedar. And again, if you've smelled Dama Bianca, you've smelled Janoon Noir. It's just gonna last you longer. It smells so good. I love this. This is definitely like signature scent worthy. I can wear this to bed. I get so many compliments on this one. It's just so beautiful. It's like the fairy princess ethereal type of vanilla. It also gives like a little bit of an almond sugar violet vibe to me. Even though I get mostly like a vanilla type scent, I smell a little bit of an almond type of thing in this. And it's almond done right, to be fair. Like, this is so good. And I think this fragrance, like I said, is all year round friendly. You can wear it day or night, but when I want to deepen it up, make it a little bit more sexy for like date night or nighttime, I mix this with Kayali's Velvet Santal. Y'all, that almond note and the almond vibe that I get out of this, they mix so well together. It is phenomenal, okay? So yeah, I highly recommend you guys check out Janoon Noir. This is by Al Haramain, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's worth every single penny. It's one of my favorites. Next up, we have, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Ajayeb Dubai. Y'all, the bottle to me is so pretty. I love this. This is one of the newer ones in my collection. I've been letting this one sit for a little while. This is, oh my goodness, this is a perfumey mango fragrance. When I first got it, it gave like air freshener mango, a little bit like super strong perfumey type of mango, right? It wasn't this creamy mango, but the longer this one sits, the creamier it gets. It still has that perfumey element to it, but it does get creamier, and this is so good when I mix it with Carnival from Brown Girl Jane. I think that's the name of the brand. Y'all, this is so good. Let's get into the notes of Ajayeb. I don't even like saying it because I know I'm saying it wrong. Okay, y'all. So Ajayeb Dubai Portrait was launched in 2023. The top notes are orange and lemon. Middle notes are mango, osmanthus, and jasmine. The base notes are oud, sandalwood, musk, and amber. You do smell the oud in this, in my opinion. If you don't like oud, you may not like this. It's not the stinky type of oud, but it's definitely that oud that is very strong, that gives it that extreme like cologne-y type of quality. I still feel like it's a feminine fragrance though. To me, this is not extremely unisex. I mean, to me, this is not very masculine, but I do get the oud, okay? I definitely smell the osmanthus. I get the mango in this one. I get some citrus notes, so maybe it's the orange and the lemon, you know, mixing together because it has a freshness to it, but it's heavy like that Middle Eastern like vibe. You know, it's so good, y'all. Definitely get a little bit of musk. Definitely get a little bit of amber and always musk. I feel like musk is like a part of the Middle Eastern DNA. You can't have a Middle Eastern fragrance without musk in it. And I think if you don't like Middle Eastern fragrances, it's probably the musk in them that you don't care for. Another thing that I love about this fragrance is that it's quite unique. Even though it reminds me of mango skin, it doesn't smell like mango skin. This is a fragrance that you're not really gonna smell on a lot of people. It has this like sparkling opening to it, but it dries down in this super powdery, woody type of mango. And the mango is not this juicy, you know, juvenile Bath and Body Works type of mango. It's going to be a like mango skin, almost like a green mango. It hasn't quite ripened yet, but it's still a tropical fruit. Okay, I just can't. I can't with this. When I smell this, I think of summer nights, okay? Summer nights in Dubai, super hot heat, fruity, yet still elegant and projects. I mean, it's just all the things. Like I said, if you do want to make this a little bit more creamy, you can add Carnival from Brown Girl Jane. Also, you can mix this with Pink Pineapple Sunrise from Bath and Body Works, like the lotion and stuff. It's going to give it a little bit more of a younger, you know, fruity take, sweeter fruity. This is not super sweet to me. It's not sweet to me at all, actually. So if you're looking for more sweeter notes to add to this, you can do that by layering. But this is a great fragrance, you guys. Literally under $30. I think I paid 27 bucks for this. Like, you can't beat it with a stick. And honestly, the bottle. Like, I'm obsessed with this bottle. It doesn't look like I've used much because I've been letting it macerate, but it's like right here. It's so good. I love it. I just can't stop smelling this, y'all, because the woodiness of this fragrance, like you definitely smell that sandalwood. And it's just a compliment getter because it's one of those fragrances where you just smell kind of rich, but you also smell like, I don't know, just sexy. It's so sexy to me. Musk on the skin to me is quite sexy. So I like a musk fragrance. I like oud in some of my fragrances. This one's so good, y'all. I just recommend it, okay? I wouldn't say it's blind buy safe, but I do feel like if you have 27 bucks to spare, give it a chance, okay? Give it a chance. You do need to let this macerate a bit. Mine is not finished macerating, but I just have to wear it. I'm actually enjoying the process of this fragrance or the progress of the fragrance because when I first got it, I did wear it a bit. It was super strong and like, you know, cologne-y in a way. I mean, perfumey in a way, I would say that more. But it's getting sweeter, it's getting creamier, but it's still not like juicy sweet mango. It's still mango skin, and I can really appreciate something like that because when I'm buying fragrances, of course I want to smell good, but I like to smell unique. I feel like when people are saying, what are you wearing, is a better compliment for me than, oh, you just smell so good, you smell so sweet, you know, because those are typical, those compliments usually come with like the typical fragrance that most people have smelled before. When they're asking like, what are you wearing? You can see that they're intrigued. This is definitely one of those. Last but not least, we have Shagaf Oud's Tonka. Now this is a dud for me, okay? The top is on here so good. As you can see, this looks similar to Shagaf Oud. It's by Swiss Arabian, but this one has this beautiful Tiffany blue bottle with the gold top. This is an almond bomb, okay? You have to like almond, and this is the almond that almost leans like cherry. What I will say is this is getting better over time. This has definitely gotten better over time because when I first got this, I was like, is this what the girls were hyping up. This was never on my radar. I saw a lot of people talking about this and it was hard to get. So I was like, oh, I found it on Joma Shop and I'm like, let me just grab it because it had been sold out. And I think it's like $50 or so. Again, super almond, like almond balm. This is an almond fragrance, even though it says oud tonka. I don't get much of the tonka in this at all. And this is supposed to be a dupe for BDK's tonka fragrance. I forget the name of that one. It's something tonka. But let me get into the notes of this one. So this one came out in 2023. The top note is almond, and you get a lot of it. The middle notes are cinnamon, Tunisian orange blossom, and Turkish rose. Y'all know how I feel about orange blossom. And also, I mean, listen, is orange blossom on sale right now? Because I swear every fragrance that was created in 2023, 2022 seems to have orange blossom in it. Okay, I don't get it. This one, Kylie's fragrance, Beyonce's fragrance, the Leaves, they all have orange blossom, and orange blossom is just not that girl to me. Good thing I don't smell that much orange blossom in this one. But anyway, off my tangent, the base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, and amber wood. Definitely get the amber wood. I get a lot of almond. I don't really get much cinnamon. And I guess I can almost get a little bit of the rose. I wouldn't say Turkish rose, but it has a floral touch to it. This is definitely something I've never smelled before, but it was also very underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you. And this, and I think the reason why I'm not a fan of this fragrance as much as like so many other people is that it really smells like a lot of fragrances that I don't like. Think of the Jergens lotion. You know how it smells like cherry almond? A little bit of that. Think of Hypnotic Poison. Yeah, I don't like that fragrance either. It's just not what I thought it would be. It also has this plasticky type of smell to it. How the bottle looks, even though this is glass, but it looks coated like plastic, you know, it smells kind of like that. Almost like a doll head. And a lot of people say that about the Hypnotic Poison. So I get that like Play-Doh-y, plasticky vibe. Again, this has gotten much better because now that I'm smelling it, it ain't bad, but it's kind of giving me a headache, so I don't want to put this on the skin right now. I'm gonna let this macerate a little bit longer. The bottle is just so cute. It's gonna take me a while to get rid of it. It's the same with my Shagaf Oud. It took me 5 years to finally part with that fragrance, even though I preferred Lancome Oud Bouquet over it. It's something about it, like they did it well. You know what I mean? And whatever this is supposed to be, if it's supposed to be that BDK Tonka fragrance, I haven't smelled that one, but I will say that it smells well blended. It's getting better with time. I don't know, y'all. It is getting better with time because this smells way better than when I first smelled this. But I still would not buy into the hype when it comes to this fragrance if I were you. Now, if you love Jergens lotion, if you love Hypnotic Poison, if you love like those type of fragrances that have like that Play-Doh-y doll head type of scent that the almond smells cherry-like, you'll love this. It does last a very long time. And I tend to not want to say that because most of the times fragrances that you don't like seem to last forever on your skin. And I don't know that it lasts the longest, but I think it's more so we just don't want to smell it, right? So when I don't care for a fragrance, I don't like to speak too much on the longevity because most fragrances that I hate, I feel like I have to scrub them off, right? But I will say it's a soft type of fragrance that definitely projects, and I smelled it for a very long time. I had to take a shower to get it off. So yeah, this is Shagaf Oud Tonka from Swiss Arabian. I think when the hype dies down on this one, people are going to just realize that it ain't all of that. But I will say when I did wear this, I got a compliment. I feel like with all of my Middle Eastern fragrances, even the KR Pistachio, when I wore that, I got a compliment. And I'm just like, the fragrances that I don't love, people love on me, right? And I think it's just because most Middle Eastern fragrances are going to give you longevity, sillage, projection, all the things that we are looking for in these other fragrances that cost $100, $200, $300, sometimes $500. You're going to get that for a fraction of the cost with these Middle Eastern fragrances. So no matter how I feel about the actual scents, most of them will last you forever. Most of them will garner a compliment because people will smell you. And you ain't got to work too hard for them to smell you. So yeah, y'all, that's my Middle Eastern fragrance collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was something a little bit different when it comes to fragrance content for me. So I'll definitely have all of these linked down below. I'm pretty sure they're all still available. And like I said, they won't break the bank. So if you're looking for a beast mode fragrance that's going to garner a compliment and last and project, these are the ones for you. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you on my next video. Bye, y'all.